Hey, it's your boy Angie Gavin back with another Pi video. In this video, I'm going to give you a solution to this Pi problem, to this price why it keeps dropping. I want to give you my solution that I think is a long-term and a short-term solution to make this price go up. So let's roll that intro and let's get into the video. So as you can see, Pi network has been going up and down, but had a little bit of a pump a couple of days ago, but generally speaking it's been going down after initial launch. Okay, and the solution that I've thought about long and hard, but it's already been put out there, is to look at the supply, and as we go here, we go under info, and then you look at the supply. The total supply is 100 billion, max supply I mean, and then the circulating supply is 6.8, which is about 6.8% exactly of the maximum supply. So it's only 6.8. That means there's a lot of dilution to come. So how do you solve this problem long term and short term? Well, you have to burn the existing, like the supply, shrink the supply basically. Okay, so here there's a technical term for all this. It's called supply and demand. Here's the formula, but basically think of it this way: if you've got, if it's avocado season and it's time to harvest, and everyone wants their avocados, and they kind of like ripen the same type of year, right? Because they have these growing cycles. And then all the farms harvest their avocado, and they all want to sell it. But the problem is everyone's harvesting at the same time. So as there's a lot of supply, there's also a lot of demand for avocados. But in this case, let's say that everyone's trying to sell. So they'll just try to offload their avocado, and they'll sometimes take a cheaper price just to sell it, right? That's just giving you an example. So it's supply versus demand. Fortunately with avocados, the demand is very high, so they fetch a higher price. But if the demand is low and there's a lot of supply, everyone's trying to harvest avocados, then the price would be low. So it's supply and demand. And here with Pi, the supply is just massive. It's 100 billion, and there's 6.8 to that's already out, and that means that there is a ton of supply that is coming out that's going to be dropped on us. And I already showed you kind of like the breakdown of the what is being claimed every single day and the dilution. I've done that in another video as well. But so one thing you got to do is to burn the supply. So what are we going to burn? Well, we have to burn, we can take the amount that we're going to burn, and we can take it either two ways. We can take it from the mining supply, which is 65%, and the core team has 20% as well. I'd like to see some of the core team burn some of their tokens just for good measure, maybe 5%. I know they're going to put some of that towards charity and all this sort of stuff, but 20% is just way too high. Okay, way too high. In my opinion, they're getting a bit greedy. So they could burn some of their supply, maybe 10%, and then so that brings down to 90 billion. And then they can also look at the mining. And remember, they already hinted that they could stop mining, and that would work short term. So the long term solution is to burn. What I'm proposing here is the mining supply. So this is the mining supply. This is the wallet of the mining wallet. There's 53 billion tokens still in the mining wallet. So that means there's 53%. So if we burn literally burn all the mining wallets, which is 53%, and then if the Pi core team burns 10%, which of their total tokens, which will bring it down to only 10%, right? 20% is way too high. So now you got 63 63 billion going to be burned, or 63%. And with the mining, you stop at the mining. Like, you have to still pay out the mining and the people that have already accumulated and they haven't claimed yet in the next migration. So essentially, yeah, you could be topping off, just having a guess here, 70% of the supply. See, the thing is, when you look at Bitcoin, and the reason why Bitcoin's 83,000 is because of the supply, right? It started at a penny and now it's actually 77,000 today. Bitcoin's down 7.6% today. But if you look at the supply of Bitcoin, it's only 21 million. And out of the 21 million, 93% of the supply is already out. That means there's only 7% left to whoever. And that supply actually hasn't been mined yet, because it can only be produced through mining. So if you look at Bitcoin, they had 21 million. It was created 16 years ago. It had 21 million. It was created 16 years ago. And now there's 93% of the supply out in 16 years, 7% left. The price is 76,000. Now compare that to Pi. There's 100 billion supply. Can you see what's going to happen? It's going to take 50 years? 100 years? That's why you've got to burn the supply. So by burning the supply and getting rid of the supply, it instantly makes the existing circulation more scarce, more rare. So that's how you do it. You've got to burn the supply, which the mining supply I'm talking about. Pike or team can take off 10% of theirs, or 5% even. And that'll create a ton of scarcity with the existing circulating supply. Right? However, this burning is not going to really affect the price. It only will affect the price through sentiment, from people's what's going on in people's heads, and then that's what is a psychological effect there, because the supply is not even out yet. So by burning it, doesn't matter because it's not even out. But by burning it, you long term you decrease the supply, and by stopping the mining, that stops instantly stops the dilution on a daily basis. I mean, you still got to pay out the people that have already been mined, claimed, right? We've already had a second migration, then you do the third migration, you pay out all the existing people that have mined, and you say no more mining, we're going to burn the supply, or the mining supply, we're going to take a 5% or a 10% haircut off the team's tokens, and then there's been no more mining. And then you've got now a supply of maybe 30 billion, which is much, much less. And essentially, this price should go up. 30 billion can easily go up to $10, $15, $20, $30 within a 3 to 5 year period. But that's how you solve it. You're not gonna solve it with the existing supply. It's just too big. And now it's falling to its intrinsic value, its true value, because there's heaps of dilution, and it was oversold in the beginning. See, so that's how you do it. You burn the supply, the team take a haircut, and the mining is stopped immediately. And obviously they get paid out. The existing people that already mined, the tokens they have in their wallet, verified wallet, will be honoured. So that's my solution. What do you think? Because right now there's too much dilution. There's too much. Don't forget as well. All the unlocks as well. The unlocks are coming. That's still going to be diluted, but you've got to honour those unlocks, and that's going to happen. That'll continue to happen. The unlocks will continue to happen. You can't destroy them because they're people's tokens. So you're still going to have dilution here, but it's not as much. But it will have an effect. So you've really got to cut down. You've got to strangle this supply. You've got to strangle this dilution. And one way to do it is stop the mining and burn the mining supply, and the team takes a haircut. All right, guys, that's my solution. What do you think? Comment below, and let's see what happens in the next 3 to 4 weeks with Pi. See if the price increases or just keeps on going down.